Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day of our discussion for facilitating learner-centered teaching course. My name is Jasper, and I am the first reporter for the topic Lesson 10, Learner-Centered Pedagogy Methods and Strategies. Without further ado, let's proceed to our learning objectives. First, discuss the methods and strategies that facilitate learner-centered teaching. Second, select appropriate methods and strategies. And then the third one would be apply different strategies in teaching. So these learning objectives, we're hoping that we would achieve this one at the end of our lesson. In the traditional approach to teaching, most class time is spent with the teacher lecturing and the students watching and listening. So this is common, especially before that example that Thomas cites, or the teachers in way back the colonization of American. So the teacher are only lecturing and the students are watching and listening. We could infer that there are students who are active listener and there are also those who are passive. So let's walk through the discussion and find out why we have to shift from traditional approach to this modern day approach that we are using. The students before work individually on assignments and cooperation is discouraged, meaning there is an individual effort from the student instead of collaboration or cooperation and team activity or group activity. So learner-centered teaching methods shift the focus of activity from the teacher to the learners. Let's find out the methods. First, active learning. So the first thing that comes into our minds when we hear the word active is there is a collaboration, discussion, or exchange of ideas from one another. As defined, the students solve problems, answer questions, formulate questions of their own, discuss, explain, argue or debate or brainstorm and share or exchange ideas with one another. So this is the first method, which is the active learning. And that is why this is very important to know or to assess if the students are really listening or learning from the discussion. Second would be cooperative learning. It is defined as students work in teams on problems and projects under conditions that assure both positive interdependence and individual accountability. So as we engage ourselves into team or collaboration with a group, we assure both positive interdependence and individual accountability because we are learning on how to work with a group, to interact with them, to socialize, and share our ideas freely. That is why there is a cooperative and collaborative learning happen. While inductive teaching and learning, students are first presented with challenges. So this is the approach of inductive. From the challenges or from the details, then to general. There is a specific details, and then presented the general details or approaches. Students are presented with challenges, and then inductive methods include inquiry-based learning, case-based instruction, problem-based learning, project-based learning, discovery learning, and just-in-time teaching. So in this inductive teaching or learning, the students first are presented with problems. They are engaged on how are they going to solve this to infer or to have a conclusion about or regarding the topic. So this is how inductive teaching and learning approach will be done. Okay, Learner-centered methods have repeatedly been shown to be superior to the traditional teacher-centered approach to instruction. The conclusion that applies whether the assessed outcome is short-term mastery, long-term retention, or depth of understanding of course material, the acquisition of critical thinking or creative problem-solving skills, formation of positive attitude towards a subject being taught, or level of self-confidence in knowledge and skills. That is why the Department of Education and the Commission on Higher Education is really reviewing the curriculum or looking into consideration on how are they going to effectively teach the lessons to the students. If there is a long-term retention to the knowledge, baka kasi after the lessons we discuss in the classroom is nawawala na kaagad sa isip ng estudyante. That is why they are really assessing and they are using these learner-centered methods in order to put the students in the center or the focus of the teachers, not just in the inside the four-wall classroom, but also they are giving the students to shine because there are actually diverse students with different talents and skills. That is why this learner-centered method or approach they've been using in order to give students a creative platform to unleash their skills and talents. This time to further discuss the learner-centered instructional strategies, let us have my fellow group members.
Hello everyone, my name is Liza May Achanes, and today we are going to discuss about some of the instructional strategies of learner-centered method. The first is cooperative learning. Involves small groups working together to accomplish a learning task. When you are a teacher in a learner-centered classroom, cooperative learning could be the best way in enhancing students' capacity. It is a process of breaking a classroom of students into small groups so they can discover a new concept together and help each other learn. It aims to organize classroom activities into academic and social learning experiences. As they work together, students can learn on how to socialize, solve problems, and handle conflicts. In this way, they can make each other member a strong individual. Next is presentation. A learner presented assignments. Students can do this in group or individually. So, these are the works of the students which students are tasked to present in the classroom, either by a group or by individual. It could be in a demonstrative way, or a lecture, or a speech, which it can help students to become a better speaker and to be confident. Next is panels or experts. Panels are a way to include many voices on a subject. Student can write and ask the question in a Q&A session. So, panels are those persons who provide suggestions and give evaluations of the students. They provide clarification which is important when students need to clarify something. Next is KW or KWHLAQ. Put it on the poster. What do you know? What to know? Learn. So what is KW? KW stands for know, what to know and learn. It is an instructional technique used to improve reading comprehension and students' ability to remember the materials. It is most often used when expository reading materials such as classroom textbooks, research articles, and journalistic pieces. Now that I'm done with my part, I will now give the floor to the next presenter.
Good day, everyone. My name is Franco Miguel Accolarte. I am from BS82A, and I will be continuing discussing the learner-centered instructional strategies. First, let's talk about brainstorming. What is brainstorming? Brainstorming puts a thinker to work, present a situation, ask learners to creatively think. So brainstorming is a group discussion to produce ideas or solve problems through gathering a list of ideas contributed by its group members. For example, I am giving a word. For example, the word is free, and I would ask my students to group themselves and contribute ideas. What are the words that rhyme the word free? So of course, they would gather and form groups. And for example, in a group, student one would say, "Oh, I have an idea. Free and free rhymes." The second student would agree and say, "Also, B rhymes with free." And the other one would say, "Free also," and so on. So in the process, in the groupings, they have, of course, gathered a list of ideas contributed by its group members. So brainstorming occurs. What are the benefits of brainstorming in the learning process? So brainstorming builds self-esteem because people are being asked for their participation as well as their ideas. Second is the learner-centered media. Present an issue and have the students create a public service video. From the word itself, media, this kind of instructional strategy uses multimedia. So self-expression with media will enhance the learning process and allow students to creatively demonstrate their knowledge. For example, I will be giving a certain topic like verb, and they would create a video about that. So student one, for example, would create a video about subject-verb agreement, and student one could creatively demonstrate his or her knowledge through, for example, through making creative PowerPoint presentations, through creating visual aid materials that are pleasing to the eyes, and like being creative for like putting green screens on their videos. So that's it. Through learner-centered media, they could enhance their learning process and allow themselves to be creative in giving and putting their knowledge on the said topic. Next one is discussion. Discussion. Present an issue and have the students talk about it. If they need additional info, have them go find it. So for example, I am a science teacher and I will be talking about climate change. And when I'm discussing, I just only said the definition of climate change, but I didn't say the examples, what are the unhealthy benefits of climate change to our environment. So with that, students could collaborate with the teacher by giving more additional infos, and they could find it, and with that they could share all their ideas. So as they discuss their answers, they get different answers or opinions on the topic climate change. Through that, they could collaborate and make connection with the teacher, connection with their co-learners. So in a discussion, it increases students not only learning but also interest and engagement. Next one is small group. What can a group of people accomplish? Draw out the best characteristics of the group. Assign roles. So small group, for example, role playing. Of course, as a teacher, I would create a topic for them. For example, the genre is action. I would assign student 1 should be the antagonist, student 2 should be the protagonist, student 3 will be the narrator, etc. So I will assign roles. And what are the benefits of small group activities and also role playing? Not only small group activities are only fun, but also a key component in the learner's learning. It's an activity that develops speaking as well as listening skills. It also gives learners an opportunity to reflect and develop their knowledge on the certain topic given, enhancing their creativity as well as their imagination. Another example for small group activity is the so-called think, pair, and share activity. Students think if individual, for example, so there are three steps of this activity. The first step, as an individual, of course, you will think ideas on the said scenario or the said question. And the second one, you'll find a pair and share your ideas and compare your ideas with your pair. And lastly, you as a pair would share your ideas to your classmates and your teacher. So you have a role in in the learning process, sharing your ideas not only to your co-learners but also to your teacher.
Good day everyone, I am Mary Joy Encinis Nalete, and our topic is all about the learner-centered pedagogy, which is the methods and strategies. So the next instructional strategy in learner-centered is the case studies. Use case studies in the classroom to learn about complex issues, apply critical thinking, and explore scenarios. So the case studies is an instructional method that refers to assigned scenarios based on situation in which the students will observe, analyze, record, conclude, implement, summarize, or recommend. So it is created and used as a tool for analysis and discussion. So case studies have elements of simulations, but the students are observers rather than participants. So they place the learner in the position of problem solver. So students become actively engaged in the materials, discovering underlying issues, dilemmas, and conflict issues. Then, the next instructional strategy is the jigsaw. So break students into groups, giving each member a different task, bring group back together, and share. So it is a cooperative learning strategy that enables each student of a home group to specialize in one aspect of a topic. So for example, one group studies habitats of rainforest animals, so while the other group studies predators of rainforest animals. So students meet with members from other groups who are assigned the same aspect, and after mastering the material, they return to the home group and teach the material to their group members. So with this strategy, each student in the home group serves as a piece of the topic's puzzle, and when they work together as a whole, they create the complete jigsaw puzzle. Then the next is the learning centers. So break up the classroom into different activities. After set time, ask students to rotate to new activity. So it is an exploratory and interactive learning strategy, so in which the students rotate in groups to different activities that reinforce and extend classroom learning. So as students rotate to designated areas around the classroom, they demonstrate their understanding of a topic and practice the skills through the tasks that integrate the various learning styles. So to implement this strategy, a teacher first determines a skill or a content area to focus on and select several activities related to the objective. So the materials for each activity should be placed in specific locations around the classroom, and the students complete the activities in small groups while the teacher still provides the support to individual students. So this instructional strategy, which is the learning centers, it increases opportunities for differentiated instruction while the students work collaboratively on engaging. So it is a content-rich activity. Then the next learner-centered instructional strategy is the experiment. So design experiments and have students engage or ask students to design the experiment. So classroom experiments keep learners active in a number of ways depending on the nature of the particular experiment. So students are active in generating data or behavioral observation. So they analyze data, examples, or models, or also answering lead questions posed by the instructor and compare their answer with those of other students. So students work together in groups to solve problems, devise strategies, or understand class concepts and predict how changing the experiment will change the outcome. Also, the students compare experimental results to classroom theories and use them to confirm or critique the theories. The next is the role play. So role playing allows the learner to try out the experience. It can be instructor created or learner created. So it is a technique that allows students to explore realistic situations by interacting with other people in a managed way in order to develop experience and trial different strategies in a supported environment. So, depending on the intention of the activity, so participants might be playing a role similar to their own or their likely one in the future, or could play the opposite part of the conversation or interaction. So, both options provide the possibility of significant learning. So, with the former allowing experience to be gained and the latter encouraging the student to develop an understanding of the situation from the opposite point of view. So, that's all for my discussion. Thank you everyone for listening, and God bless us all.
Hey, good day. My name is RJ Prisco, and I will discuss the project-based, problem-based, and discovery learning. So we should tackle first the project-based learning. A project stimulates what a learner could do at the workplace. It could also be a service project where students create positive change. So in project-based learning, the students are expected to have a project or output at the end of the course or lesson. Like for example, if the teacher has already discussed the topic which is about let's take for example figures of speech, then to be able to identify if the students have learned something about that specific topic, then the teacher can task or give instruction to the students to create a brochure that will include the types of the figures of speech that are discussed, and also the students must provide also they must give also example sentences that they created themselves. That can be a project-based learning, a brochure. That is the measurement, if that is to measure the learning of the students if they created a well and good output. That is a project-based learning. So next we have the problem-based learning. Seeks to solve problems. It might be a part of the problem. Learner finds solutions while instructor facilitates. So here in the problem-based learning naman, the focus or the learning of the students can be determined in the solution that the students can generate or formulate about to solve the specific problem. Like for example, the teacher will introduce a problem. Then, like for example, problem about societal needs. So he or she will task her or his students to create a solution for that specific problem. Then the students might create like for example business plans to solve that problem which is about societal needs. That can be. And also there is another activity that can be the problem-based learning can be applied, which is the teacher can task or give instruction to the students to create an essay or formulate an essay about how to save water, and also essays about what can they contribute or help to reduce or lessen the suicidal rates or suicidal victims. That is a problem-based learning. They created a solution based on the given problem. So the solution is the measurement or the determinant if the students really understood. Okay, that if they already learned something. Okay, next we have discovery learning. Discovery can be broad or narrow in scope. Some discovery learning allows learners to choose a topic and explore. So the discovery learning is somewhat connected to the problem-based learning. So because in the problem-based learning, of course, if you are to solve a problem, you must discover or explore first the problem to create or formulate a solution. So here in the discovery learning, the students are tasked to discover things or to explore the outside world, explore a topic, and then formulate a new ideas to introduce from based on that specific topic. Like for example, in discovery learning, they can create the activities that can be applied is performing experiments and research informations, and also debates can be good example or activity in discovery learning. So that is my topic. Thank you for listening.
Best morning, everyone. I am Miss Novi Guzman Sanjuan. In line with our topic for today about learner-centered instructional strategies, I am going to discuss to you about instructional strategies that can be used in teaching. And one of it is simulation. Computer simulation has grown. Use technology to simulate a real event. Practice without fear of failure. So, computer simulation may be defined as the controlled representation of real world. The simulations are instructional scenarios where the learner is placed in a world defined by the teacher. They represent a reality within which students interact. It is a strategy that fits well with the principles of student-centered and constructivist learning and teaching. And the next one is laboratory. Setting up the class into a lab style enables students free movement and hands-on activities. With a laboratory, learning may occur in many ways, often through observing a case or phenomena, performing hands-on practical trainings, or conducting experiments. The primary aim of arranging laboratory learning for students is to develop the practical competence often within their area of specialization. Laboratory learning provides opportunities for students to relate and reinforce the theoretical concepts taught in class. It also targets a range of learning outcomes, including experimental learning. And the next one is workshop. Students can create the workshop and conduct it with their peers. The peers can give feedback. Obviously, workshop is a teaching structure that pushes students to be creative and responsible in their own learning. And that would be all. Thank you for listening.
Hi everyone, I am Sherami Oso and I am assigned to discuss to you the following 4 learner-centered instructional strategies. The first one is demonstration. Demonstrations are a fun way to get students involved. Try cooking demonstrations or science demonstrations. So, demonstration is a proof or example of something. This is a method of presentation of skill which shows how a particular procedure is performed. To demo is not simply informing the students or your audience about something, but rather show them the entire process by doing it. To further understand I have here some photos of a teacher demonstration. This may appear a simple teaching strategy. However, the teacher plays a crucial role in involving students and maximizing what they learn from it. The second one is index card. There are 100 ways to use an index card. Give the students the index card and ask them to create the activity. Set the guidelines together. Index card is common to us since we often use this during face-to-face classes, especially in oral recitations. Using index cards during activities can be a quick and easy way to gain feedback from students about how they feel and understand a subject. This can be used in a number of ways to foster engagement and cohesion within a group. The third one is inquiry-based. Starts with a question. It comes in many forms. Try guided inquiry for more structure. Try open inquiry for less. By asking questions and working together to solve the problems, students get to be involved in the learning process. It encourages students to work together as a class and also help them retain new concepts in a better way. The last one is mental models. Build mental models that can withstand new information. Draw out your mental model, test it, challenge it, build it. These are any organized pattern consisting of both structure and process that helps a student comprehend content knowledge or solve problems relative to the principle being taught. Mental models also guide your perception and behavior. They are the thinking tools that you use to understand life, make decisions, and solve problems. That's it for my discussion. I hope you understand something and thank you for listening.
Good day, everyone. I am Andrea Salazar, and I am one of the reporters in Lesson 10 in Learner-Centered Pedagogy Method and Strategies. Q&A session allows learners and facilitators to learn more from each other. Q&A session gives the audience the opportunity to find out more about certain topics or even ask a question to someone that they would never normally get the chance. Next, social media. Use social media to effectively share a message, get feedback, keep it short and to the point. Social media refer to a computer-based technology that facilitate the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through virtual networks and community. The last one, games or gamification can be used to teach a concept, to give a learner a break to think, or to challenge one's ideas. Gamification and games-based learning are similar in that both strategies promote engagement and sustained motivation in learning. Gamification is the integration of a game elements like point system, leaderboards, budget, or other elements related to a game into conventional learning activities in order to increase engagement and motivation. Games-based learning, in contrast, involves designing learning activities so that game characteristics and games principles inhere within the learning activities themselves. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ira Reveal, and this is the continuation for the learner-centered instructional strategies, which are competitions and debate. Competitions. Students can engage in competitions locally or intentionally. This allows the learner to engage with others around the world. Okay, so competition itself is an act of competing or a contest in an event like for example inside the school, where we can experience spelling bee, dancing competition, poster making, and many more, not just in school but also in online competitions for vlogging, video game challenge, and in businesses, rivalry between companies and selling similar products and services. All of the participants in a specific competitions called competitors. This could be individual, group, organization, and etc. The competitors compete against one another. The person who wins may get a prize. The prize might be a trophy or a money. So, what do you think is the importance of competitions in learner-centered instructional strategies? Okay, so competitions enhance learning. This improves teamwork and collaboration, enhancing social and emotional learning, increasing intrinsic motivation, facilitating growth, mindset, and building mental toughness. Okay, so that's it for competition. Next is debate. During a debate, students challenge each other. The debate can take a break at intervals for additional research. Okay, so debate also includes a moderator, timekeeper, speakers, audiences. This is also an example of a competition between affirmative and a negative side. An example of this is when two groups have a discussion about a specific topic for the pros and cons. Each person takes a different side of the argument. Class debates give students the ability to make reasoned and well thought out arguments. In a classroom, is also an opportunity for students to test their thoughts and views against that peers. So, what are the importance of debate in our life as a student? Okay, so students participating in debate frequently engage analysis of information and in-depth research. So, in general, the importance of debate includes gaining broad, increasing learners' confidence, poise, and self-esteem, providing an engaging, active, learner-centered activity. So, I think that would be all. Thank you.